I'm about to make a statement that I've been thinking about for the past 6 months, and I haven't said it yet because I wanted to make sure I truly believe that of which I'm about to present to all you Glazy Guardians to reassure myself that it indeed was not just fanboy hype. While dragging my girlfriend to 3 theatrical viewings, one of which being in black and white, she loved it. Countless hours of thinking about this film, rewatching that one scene so many times on YouTube that I started to question my own life priorities. I can firmly say that I think Godzilla Minus One is the best monster movie that I have ever seen. Hey there all you ground-stomping, snack-loving, definitely girlfriend-having, but most importantly, Glaze Guardian compadres. Welcome to the Milky Donut. Today we're talking about what I can truly, honestly, deeply, genuinely, sincerely, confidently say is now one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, it's that good. I know I'm late on the subject, but you're just gonna have to deal with that because I didn't decide to start this YouTube journey until a little over a week ago, so yeah, we've got some ground to catch up on. But before we jump into this monstrous masterpiece of a film, for those of you who don't know, which again is every single one of you, Godzilla is my favorite movie franchise of all time. Yeah, I said it and I mean it with every ingredient of my doughy little body. Why watch movies like this when I can watch this absolute glaze fest? So on that note, get comfy, get yourself a nice snack that you oh so deserve, grab your girlfriend that you definitely have, and let's dive into what makes Godzilla Minus One so incredible. I'm gonna start off by telling you a little bit about me, because that's how relationships work, right? I'm just so excited to get to know all of my brethren of the glaze, and to do that, I have to start off by telling you a little bit about good old Milky. Well, as I said earlier, the Godzilla franchise is my favorite film franchise of all time, and that love began in the year 1998. Whoa, hold on now. I know what you're thinking. This big old pile of fish shit is what made you love Godzilla? Come on, brother. Well, just hear me out. Yes, it is, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. I've actually never pretended to not love this movie. I've never been ashamed of it. But in all seriousness, this was my first introduction to the character of Godzilla. And I didn't even know any better. I was 2 years old when this movie released, and I'm pretty sure I watched it when I was like 5. But by golly, the tension this movie gave baby Milky's sweet little soul as it teased the reveal of Godzilla, seeing the giant footprints left by some colossal creature my mind couldn't even comprehend. The sense of wonder this movie made me feel was unmatched at the time. So to this day, it's still one of my favorite Godzilla films that holds a special place in my heart. And I firmly believe that if you just watch this movie as a monster film and not so much as a dedicated Godzilla film, I think it's still a good old cheesy 90s monster flick. The design is amazing and I love it, okay? Deal with it. However, my love for the franchise was solidified a few years later when I discovered the true identity of Godzilla with 1968's Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. And by true identity, I mean that of being of Japanese origin and produced by Toho Studios. Not so much the allegorical Gojira that represents the seemingly unstoppable atomic destruction brought about from the bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima that the 1954 film depicted. Nope, I was enjoying my Showa era fun, and I saw black and white and thought, ew, no thank you. And what is that goofy pile of so-called monster that looks like a turd with googly eyes glued onto it?
You wanna go fishing? We'll go fishing, okay?
Well, baby Milky was an idiot and didn't know masterclass filmmaking if it cooked him with atomic breath, so skill issue, buddy. I wasn't ready for this anyways. But Milky, I hear you say, can you just shut up and tell us why Godzilla Minus One is so incredible? Well, you delectable slice of pie, you, I absolutely will. Directed by filmmaker and visual effects specialist Takashi Yamazaki, I love you. Godzilla Minus One absolutely triumphs in just about every aspect of filmmaking, and perfectly mixes the ingredients that make a monster film as compelling and heartfelt as any other film outside of the kaiju genre. Those ingredients being a strong cast of characters that you can truly relate to, connect, and care for, all that have a compelling story, amazing visual effects that bring a sense of realism, and glazy monster destruction that we all love so much. The film begins immediately subverting our expectations by showing an angry, ruthless, animalistic Godzilla right off the bat, wreaking havoc on a small group of kamikaze pilots on Odo Island. The musical score, the pacing of the scene, the cinematography, and to finally see a truly scary Godzilla just had me sitting in the theater like... I looked over to my girlfriend and said, that was the best thing I've ever seen. And this leads us to our main character, Koichi Shikishima, expertly depicted by Japanese actor Ryunosuke Kamiki, who we follow throughout the remainder of the film. plagued with survivor's guilt and PTSD, which is used to give him a complete and satisfying arc, along with our other core characters, that of which we grow close with and truly do an amazing job at feeling like genuine friends and family. This includes Noriko Oishi, the love interest and motivation behind our main character, as well as Akiko, an orphan child whose parents were killed in the air raids that plagued this era of Japan's history, giving a non-traditional but heartfelt family dynamic to the film. This is the first Godzilla film where I didn't want Godzilla to show up. I didn't want these characters to die, and I never thought I'd see the day where I cared just as much about the human characters as I did Godzilla himself. But oh boy, when he did show up, it was so glorious, and it gave a sense of realism that the American films are missing. The attention to detail is perfect. I mean, look at this scene for example. The way the physics of the water work as it suctions down behind Godzilla as he moves through the water is exactly how that would look if it were real. Every frame of this film is deliberate and not a single one wasted. The film has what I would consider to be 4 big scenes that truly let Godzilla shine in all of his glory and show us why he is the king of the monsters. And by golly gee me, they'd only get better with each one. Although I will say, this scene right here, boys, was a scene that made my sprinkles tingle, made my donut hole pucker, and made me realize that this was about to be one of my favorite movies of all time. Before the film released, I remember watching a review of someone saying that it was like a mix between Jaws and Jurassic Park. And I thought, nope, there's no way, that's too good of a thought, and I'm not even going to get my hopes up for that, because I don't think so, buddy. Nice try. Jurassic Park also being one of my favorite movies of all time, this seemed like a truly impossible feat. Well, color me purple because holy shit, they were right. The lack of music only to be replaced by the eerie sound of air raid sirens as a beautifully designed Godzilla with a personal vendetta closes in behind them, his eyes looking directly at the characters. Do you know how terrifying it would be to see Godzilla look right at you? We've never seen that before, and it's a genius idea to make such a big creature look directly at you, a tiny little donut just waiting to get baked. Godzilla isn't just mindlessly destroying, he is personally seeking out individuals and going after them. The film also has a strong value for human life, which is especially compelling when you know the history of the subject in Japanese history, the value of life often being underappreciated. Godzilla Minus One ascends to the pinnacle of Godzilla cinema through its masterful combination of breathtaking visuals, compelling storytelling, and profound thematic exploration. Unlike its predecessors, this film transcends the mere spectacle of giant monsters clashing, which, don't get me wrong, I love that just as much as this. But delving deep into the psyche of its terrifying creature and the human characters caught in its wake, although the smallest Godzilla in the franchise, he is rendered with a sense of an awe-inspiring presence, captivating audiences with his sheer scale, and yet it's the emotional depth of the narrative that truly sets Godzilla Minus One apart, exploring themes of identity, redemption, and the consequences of human actions with nuance and complexity. With its powerful message of hope amidst destruction, and its unforgettable portrayal of one of cinema's most iconic monsters, Godzilla Minus One not only emerges as one of the best Godzilla movies ever made, even rivaling the original 1954 film, but a cinematic masterpiece that resonates with audiences who, before now, really had no idea what Godzilla was truly about. And it really is a time to be a Godzilla fan. I mean, having the fun, ridiculous MonsterVerse films that really scratch that monster clashing itch, while having the darker, more serious tones that Toho Studios brings with films like 2016 Shin Godzilla and obviously Godzilla Minus One of recent. Godzilla Minus One is everything I've ever wanted in a Godzilla movie. From its compelling human story, to its amazing special effects, and its, most of all, just bravo on Godzilla. The design, how angry he is, how bad he is, just after 70 years, he still shows us why he's the king of the monsters. And for that reason, Godzilla Minus One absolutely earns a certified glazed rating of 100 degrees here at the Milky Donut. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I know it was a little different from my first 3 videos, which were all video game related, but I did say that I want to do video games and movies. That's why the slogan of this channel is Frosty Screens and Creamy Streams. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's fine. I'm glad you stuck around. Go ahead and give us a nice like, share, and subscribe if you want to become a guardian of the glaze here at the Milky Donut. I'll see you next time.